So let's not forget that we're in the midst of a Jubilee year. Pope Francis declared this is a Jubilee year starting on Christmas Eve, December 24th of 2024, and running to the Feast of the Epiphany, January 6th, 2026. You know, Jubilee years only normally come up every 25 years. That's why here, the year 2025, Pope Francis declared this is a Jubilee year. You may remember he did declare a special Jubilee year in 2015, the year of mercy. But our next opportunity for a Jubilee year may not be until 2050. So let's don't waste this spiritual opportunity that we have this year. Jubilee years are based in the Bible. In the 25th chapter of Leviticus, God orders that Jubilee years be celebrated every 50 years. We're all familiar with the Sabbath, right? The seventh day of the week, where we are told to rest, right? Just as God rested on the seventh day of creation. But God also declared that every 7 years would be a Sabbath year, a year of rest, a year of not working, right? That not in the fields, anywhere that God would provide. Food would be stored up from the year before, and no work would be done in the Sabbath year. And then he declared after a Sabbath years, after seven year Sabbath years, that's the 50th year, that would be a Jubilee year. The Jubilee year was a time where all debts were freed, all servitude, slavery, everybody was freed. Your family farm, your ancestral home was returned back to the original family, and everybody was encouraged to go back home, now free, to return to their ancestral home. So pilgrimages would start, right? When the Jubilee year started, right, people would gather in the roads and all return back to the family farm, back to their ancestral home. In 1300, Pope Boniface VIII declared the first Jubilee year for the Catholic Church. The Jubilee years were celebrated first every 100 years, then it was moved to every 50 years. Now in modern times, we celebrate it every 25 years. And the Jubilee year is a time of going home, of returning to God. First and foremost, the Jubilee year is a time of forgiveness and reconciliation. It's an opportunity to seek pardon for our sins and to mend our broken relationships. It is a time of conversion. It invites us to turn away from sin and turn to holiness. We focus on prayer, receiving the sacraments of reconciliation and the Eucharist. We spend time in devotions, turning our hearts back to God, changing our hearts, going home. A key feature of the Jubilee year is a pilgrimage. Initially, right, it was a pilgrimage back to Rome to visit the tombs of St. Peter and St. Paul. Later, sites in the Holy Land were declared pilgrimage sites when it was safe to travel to the Holy Land. Here this year, with this Jubilee year, Pope Francis has declared that every cathedral and every diocese is a pilgrimage site. So if you can't make it to Rome or the Holy Land, you can visit the cathedral right here in Houston. Just go to downtown Houston, make a little pilgrimage of it, or visit cathedrals around the state, around the area, just making that little pilgrimage, recognizing you're going home. It's that spiritual journey. The Jubilee year is an invitation for a fresh start. It's to strengthen our faith and to come closer to God. So let us open our hearts to the graces of this special time and strive for a deeper relationship with the Lord.